So I was taking a video here, but stupid people in the jackpot. There's so many banners going across the screen. I couldn't press the correct buttons. But let me get over here. Somebody wanted to ask me about formations and how to go about doing it. And here's something very simple. One thing that doesn't change is the fact that you want to use 40% infantry. All right, and in that 40%, it's gonna switch up. Okay, so let's just say you want to do infantry, bowmen, and cavalry. Inside each of those groups of troops are two different classes. Warriors for infantry. So for infantry, we're looking at warriors and spearmen. Okay, warriors are the sword and shield. They're going to be on the front lines. Those are the guys that are going to get hit first. Then you have your spearmen. And your spearmen are going to be coming after. So just think of an actual battle line. Who's going to hit first? This is kind of what you want to get. You want the ones on the front line of each troop type to be heavier than the one behind them. So you don't just send all your bests. Like, oh, I have tier 10, so I'm going to send a march full of all tier 10s. Yeah, that's going to get you completely killed and wiped out because you have two types for each troop type. So, one thing that's always going to remain true no matter what is you want 40% infantry. You want 25% warriors and 15% spearmen. That's what you want. Alright, the rest can be tailored to your statistics. So let's just say you're real heavy on bowman stats. Like your bowman stats are out of this world compared to your cavalry stats. You want to make sure your formation has more bowmen than cavalry. Alright, so you've already got 40% infantry. Maybe you want to do 40% bowmen. So 40% infantry, 40% bowmen, 20% cavalry. Alright. It sounds confusing, but it's really quite easy. So if your stats are really jacked up in cavalry, you probably want to do 40% infantry, 40% cavalry, 20% bowmen. But I don't know anybody that's stacking statistics into cavalry. It just doesn't happen. Bowmen are stronger by nature. So like I said, think of a real army lineup. You're going to have your warriors first. If those die off or troops sneak through the warriors, they're going to hit your pikemen, your spearmen. Okay? If they get through those, they're going to get to your cavalry. Alright? So who do they hit first in the cavalry? They're going to hit your light cavalry first. Okay? So you want to be heavy in the light cavalry. And then you're going to want to go heavy cavalry for cleanup. So that's next in line. So it's warriors, spearmen, pikemen, light cavalry, heavy cavalry. And you're going to go into your crossbowmen and your archers. Me personally, bowmen is a little different. I don't like to use crossbowmen. Crossbowmen are good against let's see what the spearmen. They're good against spearmen, but they're more close range bowmen, so they die quicker. So I like to use a very little bit of crossbowmen. So my formation is going to be heavy in T10, which is the archers, and the crossbowmen I'm going to skip normally, and I'm just going to go right to T8. Or if I do T9, I'm going to make it very light on the T9. Excuse the message, guys. So that's basically it. Mandatory 40% infantry. Inside that 40% infantry, you want 25% of your infantry to be warriors and 15% of your infantry to be spearmen. And then you can adjust based on what your stats say for bowmen and cavalry. So 99% of everybody's going to be heavy in bowmen stats. So you're going to want to do 40% infantry, 40% bowman, 20% cavalry. Or you can do 40% infantry, 35% bowman, 25% cavalry. So you can mix and match it however you want, but always make sure you're splitting up your formations between the two types inside each troop type. So that's just a real quick example of troop formations. I really hope you understood it. If you have any additional questions, feel free to message me. I'm going to say hi to you guys right now. Let's just see if anybody's actually even on. Last actual conversation that was going on was 8 minutes ago, so maybe nobody's in the chat right now. They're probably all out looking around. Either that or they're offline. Alright, well, like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'm always available to answer questions as best I can. If you need any more video assistance, just let me know what you'd like me to make a video about, and I'll go ahead and make one for you. Alright, until next time, guys.